Atlanta Falcons at the Tennessee Titans. Arthur Smith against Mike Vrabel. Little throwback here. We got the Falcons favored by 2.5, and it looks like we're going to get Will Levis's NFL debut here.
Yes.
For the Titans starting quarterback.
It sounds like there is going to be a combination of Levis and Malik Willis playing football this week.
Nice.
We've basically not seen Will Levis in the NFL. We've seen a little bit of Malik Willis in the NFL, and the idea that one couldn't beat out the other and that the one that we have seen doesn't really belong on a football field at the moment doesn't exactly fill you with optimism for what the offense will look like.
Yeah, I think no matter who the quarterback is, Malik Willis, he got sacked, 4 times on 9 dropbacks or something the other day, or the last time he played before the Titans bye against the Ravens. Levis is going to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than that, but yeah, he had his issues just in the preseason.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see Will Levis in person. So we didn't get to overreact to an in-person. When we went to Titans camp, he was hurt.
Yeah.
He was holding the clipboard. Didn't get to make an in-person impression on us.
Except the in-person impression, he was sleeveless the whole way. So you got an in-person impression of the guns.
Pretty jacked.
Yeah.
He's definitely strong.
Now, that's usually a negative for quarterbacks.
Usually a negative.
Remember, people were like Brady Quinn. He's too jacked. It's not a full range of motion when you're that, you don't want to stacked.
Yeah. The bicep muscle is not all that important in throwing. I am a throwing expert, as we know.
And yet people criticized your the warm-up methods that you were giving Deshaun Watson.
I didn't know.
Maybe you got him injured again.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he did too much sleeper stretch and injured the structure
he
of the
listened
rotator.
to Palazzolo over here telling him what to do, and then went out there and wrecked his shoulder again.
I got to go to my PT because somebody called me out for suggesting the sleeper stretch.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked by that.
You're sitting there with your dinosaur-ass archaic methods.
I am shocked by that. He said everything else was good.
Yeah.
Scapular stability and thoracic mobility and everything.
Your methodology that went out in the late 90s.
At least I know that the T-spine work is still important.
Yeah.
T-spine. You got to take care of that T-spine. T-spine mobile. Like when my T-spine was more mobile, I felt like I threw harder. When I was really working on that stuff.
That's important information to have.
Anyway, this is why it takes so long. Falcons, Titans.
Yeah.
Falcons have the number 1 run defense grade in the NFL.
Right.
They have the great David Onyemata, Calais Campbell.
The only hope that the Titans have in this game is establishing a run game so the quarterback doesn't need to do much, and they're going up against a team that defends that as well as anybody.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like I can't really see a scenario where the Titans have a lot of offensive success.
I think that is always the interesting thing to me is how teams craft a game plan around either a rookie quarterback or a backup quarterback. So you have Will Levis here on a team that already, even when they have Ryan Tannehill, their best games, Ryan Tannehill drops back 25 times.
Right.
Now, he'll hit 20 of them and be super efficient, and Tannehill at his best is very, very good. But what do you do with Will Levis? If you try to do that, you might be in a lot of third and longs.
So that's the thing. This is one of the areas where, old school mentality is being shown up for being a problem, right? Like one of the ways that the original sort of old school mentality, how do you protect a young quarterback? Well, you run the ball as much as humanly possible and don't ask him to do that much. So you're going to run on first and second down, right? And if those runs don't go very far, now you're facing third and long, and your plan to protect your quarterback is actually making his life more difficult because you've massively increased the difficulty of the most important down of the 3, right? So instead of let's let him pass on first down where they may or may not be expecting it, and he might have an easy completion, we're going to run, not ask him to do it, and then all the pressure is going to go on third down because now it's 3rd and 7 and you need your quarterback to make a play. So, and this is even some guys that you wouldn't necessarily think of as being on the bleeding edge of progressive football thinking are coming around to this idea of this isn't actually protecting your quarterback. I know you think you are, but yeah, you're actually doing the exact opposite of what you're trying to do here. So how do you protect Will Levis? It's not by going run, pass. That would be the worst thing you can do for Will Levis. They need to figure out a way of getting Levis some easy wins from the passing point of view early in the series.
It's great analysis. Can't add much to it, except greater analysis. Don't forget, Tennessee's playing in Nashville.
Got it.
And Desmond Ritter's playing on the road. Now I know last week, Desmond Ridder, Falcons won on the road in Tampa Bay. But you got a couple things working against you. The Titans' home dominance, but that was also with Tannehill, and the Falcons' road, Ridder struggles. Just pointing that out there. I have nothing else to add there other than, the Falcons' run defense against the Tennessee offensive line is going to be something. And then Ridder has to stop dropping the football for the Falcons. And
particularly over the goal line.
And Arthur Smith was battling the media again in a victory week.
Yeah.
Coming off a victory. It's just fascinating stuff. All right, where are you going with this one? I kind of want it's Atlanta favored by 2.5.
Yeah, I'm going Atlanta.
I think I want to take Atlanta. I just don't know if I trust Levis yet, but who knows?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't trust Levis yet.
You didn't love him coming out.
No, I liked
you
him.
Did.
I liked
you liked him more
most.
coming out. Why are you souring on him? You did like him. You were higher on Levis than the rest of us.
Yes. I felt that they were reworking a lot of his stuff in preseason and training camp. They're not just sort of saying we like this guy, he's good to go. They're reworking his whole approach to things. One of his biggest problems was mechanically when was it throwing to his left when he has to turn across the body, his footwork and stuff goes out of whack. They were clearly trying to fix that in training camp. So I'm immediately short-term success and reworking a fundamental part of your mechanics don't tend to go together. Number two, when it's if you can't beat out Malik Willis, quite quickly, I think that's a bit of a red flag. Malik Willis, for however much I like the idea of him conceptually coming into the NFL, given his strengths, I mean, they took one look at him last year and were that guy cannot run the offense. Forget it. We're going to bring in Josh Dobbs to run it on a week's notice. This year, it's kind of the same thing. It's he can't run the offense still. And we're in year 2 of this thing. If you can't be obviously a better option than that, you're probably not ready to start in the NFL. So Will Levis may end up becoming good once they fixed his mechanics and once he's got a year adjusting to the league and all that kind of stuff, but I don't expect it going good now.
We didn't mention earlier, did you guys break down the Kevin Byard trade?
Yeah.
This week? All right, so Kevin Byard, Tennessee
gone.
Officially becomes sellers. They trade Kevin Byard, one of the best safeties in the league, third most valuable safety in the league over the last few years. Philadelphia has him, but Tennessee's in this selling mode, and we'll see. Maybe they'll be selling a little bit more next week.
For sale sign on the shop window.